Friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. Success. Success is an interesting word. It's defined by the Cambridge Dictionary as the achieving of the results wanted or hoped for. And while different people will define the word in different ways, some will define success in financial terms or career goals or reaching an endpoint that they choose. But here's the deal. In most cases, success is arrived when the goal is achieved. Notice how that's even built into the definition. The achieving of the results wanted. And personally, I can understand that line of reasoning. Success is when we actually achieve something that we set out to accomplish, right? Maybe. You see, when that becomes the only definition of the word, I wonder if we miss out on its truest beauty. Can't success be found simply in the diligent pursuit of proper results? If we live our lives in such a way that we can look back at the end and be proud of the decisions we made, isn't that success? Even if the results weren't all that we wanted or hoped for, aren't we still successful? Some might say no, if you didn't achieve the results, you didn't succeed. But I want to define success differently in my life. Because the truth is, no matter how hard I try, I can't control every outcome. And, if you don't think that's true, just ask any parent, right? But the deal is success in my opinion is controlling what I can, meaning my actions, and dedicating my life to the right things. If I can do that, I'll be pleased with how I choose to live, and I will consider my life a success regardless of the results. I want to make sure that I choose my own values. It's easy to drift through life swayed by culture and trends and fads. And of course, taking control of our passions and pursuits is difficult at times. It requires introspection, silencing the noise, and a deep understanding of the world and life itself. And maybe that's why there are so many different assumptions on the meaning of life. Regardless of what values you choose for yourself, the first essential law of living a successful life, in my opinion, is making the effort to define your own personal values and how you want to define your life. And then we align resources with those values. Francis Chan said it this way: our greatest fear should not be of failure, but of succeeding at things in life that don't really matter. And to live a successful life, it's not enough to merely identify our greatest values. A successful life is one that aligns with our finite resources, meaning it aligns with our time, our energy, and our money, and those all fall within our values. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because living a good life helps me to accomplish the goals and the dreams that I desire. And it'll help you too. You make the right decisions or the best decisions you can, and we just take action and continue to move forward. By taking action, moving forward, and living with good values, we will live a great life. And we want to make sure that we're not measuring our life with someone else's ruler. Nobody is going to live your life, and you will never live somebody else's. You see, success therefore cannot be measured by comparing ourselves with anyone else. We all have unique talents, skills, and experiences. And no other person, no matter how talented, no matter how wealthy, no matter how amazing they are, and they could just be truly amazing, the most amazing person in the world can never exhibit your talents, your skills, and they will never live your experiences, because we all have different starting points. And even the amount of time each of us has on earth varies, right? So it is wonderful to find inspiration and accomplishments of others, but we should never use comparison to define success. But we should stay committed to continuous growth. I'm coming up on the age of 49 here pretty soon, and although I've got quite a few months before I get there, I'm already wondering what my life will be like when I get to 49. And I do know that if I choose to look back that day and list out the things I wish I'd done differently, committing earlier to personal development and growth, that will be first on my list. I really wish that at a very young age, like maybe the age of my children, somebody would have sat me down and explained to me the principles of living a good life, taking action, and being present. I just wish that I would have had that. Instead, I had a youthful life full of energy, and I thought I was going to live forever, and I took a lot for granted. And I really wish I wouldn't have done that, because our lives will never reach their fullest potential until we understand and decide that we can always become better versions of ourselves. There is wisdom to be gained all around us, and becoming the best versions of ourselves will always allow us to positively impact more people. And if you're looking at the point of life, I do believe that the meaning of life revolves somewhere around being able to help others. It's so important, and make sure that we're controlling our attention. Have you learned to control your own attention? I work on this all the time. There's so many distractions around us constantly. If we allow them to be distractions, and learning how to keep our attention focused on things that matter is a worthy cause. And without it, I believe we waste a lot of our potential. And, we want to make sure, I had mentioned, we want to make sure that we're helping others, and living for others is important, Regardless of your worldview or background, the data on this point is simply too great to ignore. People who choose to live selfless lives for the sake of others reach the end of it reporting higher levels of satisfaction, happiness, and well-being. And this has been shown to be true over and over again. So much so that living for others must be recognized as one of the key laws for success. And in my book, it's one of the primary laws. And doing the next right thing the best way we know how. I don't know if you've ever read Theodore Roosevelt's autobiography, but in it he quotes Squire Bill Widener as saying, "Do what you can with what you've got where you are." And you know what? To me, that I just keep that in my mind because it sounds like success. The wonderful thing is that this is available to anybody at any time. Regardless of where we are in life in terms of experiences or education, and regardless of the circumstances surrounding us or the resources available to us, we can all do the next right thing the best way we know how. And, choosing that option repeatedly over and over again is a fantastic formula for success. Success is something that we should all pursue. It's not just wise to measure the same terms that the masses seem to. We want to make sure we're not measuring up to what everybody else is doing. In my opinion, that's the key to failure. When you're doing what everybody else is doing. Be unique, get out there, take risks. Your success is not everybody else's success, okay? So when you're taking the actions necessary, you want to make sure that you're not using a yardstick that is used by society to make expectations for everybody else, Your success must be measured by the values that you hold dear and the level of pursuit that you devote to things that matter for you. And you see, I want to make sure that you choose a path of intentionality where you reach the end proud of the decisions you've made and with fewer regrets. And if we only get one life to live, we might as well make it as successful as possible. So I hope I've kind of got you thinking today about the definition of success and what success truly means. The wealthiest guy in the room doesn't mean he's necessarily the most successful guy in the room. It's one of those things. I think in our society with movies and television, we've eschewed the definition of success. Keep in mind, success lies here within you, and you will define what success means to you. You know what? I care about you so much, and I believe in you, and I know that if anybody is worth it, you are. and you're going to take action today, and you're going to get out there, and you're going to do the best you can, and you're going to greet other people with a smile, and you're going to be positive. And anytime some negativity comes into your life today, you're going to turn that around in your mind, and you're going to replace it with a positive thought, and you're going to continue down your path so you can achieve your goals. And along the way, you're going to help as many people as you can, and you're going to do the best that you can because, after all, you're the best. I'll see you tomorrow with some really great stuff, friends. Take care.